Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you may find yourself as you listen to this and you tune into the podcast ahead. It was a dark night last night, but the night is darkest before the dawn or something like that. Somebody said inspirational to try to make people feel better when their teams lose a national championship game. You tune into the only sports podcast with brains and bars. It's a black and white thing featuring A1 and A Ward. Please remember you can check out every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice, searching for It's a Black and White Thing or Brains and Bars, all one word. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a review. You can also check out every episode of the podcast by going to YouTube, searching for Brains and Bars. Same thing. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, jump in the comments, talk to us. We talk back. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's them boys again. And this is a first of all, this is the first episode of the year. So let me say before I bring in our esteemed guests and the homie Ward, let me just say I appreciate everyone who rocked with us in 2024. We are a part-time podcast. We be here, there a little bit throughout the year, but we did see some growth in the subscribers and the numbers. So we appreciate those who have been rocking with us from Jump Street. We appreciate those who jumped in 2024. And we appreciate all the people who are going to join us in 2025. So without further ado, like I said, I don't do this show by myself, and we got a special guest in the building, as you can see by the title. So we're going to bring him in. We got the homie Ward in the building. Ward, was good?
Yeah, just the homie Ward, but he's like an esteemed guest, right? So I couldn't just be like, I feel like, what does the word esteemed even mean?
When was MLK Day? You don't think it's too close for you to be having this? For you to be having this energy?
I mean, all right. Yeah, you can have Tuesday as well.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Oh, man, it's good to have our esteemed guest.
Held in great respect. Admired.
Yes. Listen, if Battle Rap had a Hall of Fame, he would be first ballot. He hails from Detroit, Michigan. He sometimes beats people so bad, the last thing that they see is that D over that navy blue, in which he then says, "Look, person, look what you made me do." He goes by the name of Marv Won. We call him Hagler. We call him all kinds of different things. But, man, we appreciate you for jumping on, man. Ayote, not to be confused with aioli, like garlic aioli, but the album of the year contender, man. Thanks for spending some time with us, bro. And if you ain't got that vinyl, get the vinyl.
I love y'all boys, man. I love y'all boys, man. Thank you, man.
You can't borrow this, brother. You got to get your own. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Thank you, man.
One sixth of the Drosy gang, 162nd of the upstairs gang.
You know what I'm saying? It's always justice. It's always justice for Charlie. It's always justice for Charlie.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? YTG, Team God Daddy. Shout out my brother Cannon, bro.
Yeah, shout out 97, Roy, your twos are yeah. We here. Intro of all intros, man. Thank you for being on with us, bro. We definitely appreciate you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yes,
Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
I'm super interested how this is gonna play out. I'm usually the one asking you all the questions, so this should be super funny.
Yes, sir. We're excited to have you. Shout out to Mama Ward in the building. Always good to have her.
There she go.
Let's go.
Shout out Ray in the building, upstairs gang.
What up? Ray Bay, what up, man?
Get that one off the screen, thanks.
My fault.
I'm in the basement. I'm in the basement downstairs in the man cave. Opposite the upstairs. It's the man cave.
Right.
Actually, that's a bar. Let me write that down. I might need to do that.
Man, come on, A1, man. Let's get this.
Let's go.
So again, as you see, I do have the vinyl, man. This is one of my favorite albums that dropped in the last year, 2024. This and Swoop, it is I'm Fine. Thanks for asking. First of all, Marv, where can the people follow you? Where can the people get that project?
You can follow me everywhere on all socials. MarVWon, Marv Won. You can go to Mellow Music. You can go to mellowmusicgroup.com. Buy the vinyl. I think we only got like 30 left, 40 left in this run, and then I think I'm done with it. So go run it up. I appreciate if you do. Yeah, man. Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff, man. I'm everywhere. The album debut #9 when it dropped. I'm super humble, super grateful. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna do it again this year. We're gonna run it back up.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So I do want to start by asking you this question. How
Go.
so when was the project released? Like what was the official release date?
Official release date was April. Ray, when was the album released?
Yeah, let's
So
ask Ray.
That's
You're in the
that's
comments.
that's my
well,
assistant. Like that's legitimately my assistant. It was April.
so
It was April 2024.
April 2024. So we are now we're what 9 months
Mm-hmm.
since the release.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tell how do you feel about this project now that we're almost a year out versus once it was finally done, turned in, and you had your release date?
I think honestly, bro, like I feel like I did like it never my affinity for the project never changed. You know what I'm saying? Like it never changed. Like I genuinely think it's an incredible body of work. Like I was really, really proud of it. I'm really proud of all of my projects, but I'm really proud of this one because it's one where I feel the general public got to see me as opposed to being the rapper or the braggadocious, whatever. Like I do think it's a really insightful project. Like I'm really proud of it. So, and I really, really think, bro, it was that much. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there were really good projects. Tyler's album was really good. School,
Oh boy, Q. Yeah.
bro. Like I know what I did with that project, especially considering that I did all of the beats. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, like it did it meant something. Like it really, really meant something to me. And I still feel the way I did when I turned it in. I feel the same way I did when it dropped. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one I'm gonna look back on and be like, this is the one you can put in the time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is the one you can put in the time capsule.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So we got some comments. We Hood straight from the trap. I'm gonna say those comments for Ward. We talking tomorrow, but I do appreciate you pulling up. But we gonna make sure we get those questions, whether we answer them this time or next episode. So I just want to let you know I see you. I'm not ignoring you. Um, so you talked about I saw your interview you did with Beans and Rice,
Hmm.
and you talked
I,
about
I can't believe those guys are like, yo, we just love Taco Bell. Like that's crazy to me, man.
Listen, bro, I had the worst Taco Bell ever the other night, man.
I'm sure you did. I'm
I
sure
To the
you did
point, to the
because Taco
point,
Bell is
I
bad.
Googled the address because it wasn't like the normal Taco Bell that I went to. And I just remember now that I will never go to that Taco Bell ever again.
Or any. You shouldn't go to any Taco Bell, bro.
have a kid, so maybe twice, 2 or 3 times a year, we might get in a Taco Bell, like 2 to 3 times a year.
I'm sorry to hear that,
Um,
champ.
yeah, yeah. I don't really eat there. I might eat there. Out of those 2 or 3 times, I might get a quesadilla once. But this is an interesting pivot. I'm gonna get back to talking about the album.
Okay.
So when we was hanging out in Atlanta this past winter,
Hmm.
King
shout
of
out to the
Diamonds.
homie.
That
Come on now.
was that was a slight flex. That was a
I'm
slight
just
flex.
kidding.
That was a slight flex. So when we was hanging out, like okay, we
Yeah,
get
My
it a
bad,
little
my
bit.
yeah,
bad, my bad,
yeah,
my bad,
yeah, yeah.
my
No,
bad.
no, no. Keep going, keep going.
I
No,
get to
no,
hang
yeah,
around.
yeah.
I get to hang around interesting people from time to time. Pardon self, pardon self. But
When, when? No.
so so we were hanging out. Shout out to the homie Chad. Shout out to Grand Chad.
Oh my god, my god.
Um, he mentioned that he thought Chicago had the best food in America, right? And so you said, I think it might be Detroit. So
Hmm.
I want you to take this time for someone who's never been to Detroit, who's never had the cuisine there. Why does Detroit have the best food scene in America, according to Marv Won?
Give me the solo shot.
All right, here we go. Boom.
So America, let me explain to you why Detroit has the best food scene in the country. Our food scene is just like our city. It's like a phoenix that risen out of the ashes. So for whatever your taste may be, if you like fine dining, if you like if you like Mediterranean food, if you like greasy spoon food, if you like super organic foods, there's nothing here that we don't do very well. And this is not my bias. I definitely believe that we have the best style pizza in the country. One, because New York is too thin of a pizza, and because Chicago is too thick of a pizza. We are the happy medium. If you want a good corned beef sandwich, we specialize in corned beef brisket. It's incredible. If you want a good, if you want a good on on the you're trying to put food on a drunk stomach, you can go to any Coney Island in the city and get you a grilled chicken pita, Swiss and American cheese, and it'll get you right where you need to be. There's nothing that we don't do well here in the city when it comes to food. So that is why, in my humble opinion, Detroit has the best food scene in the country. There's nothing we do wrong. Not one thing.
In America, he did all of that without mentioning zip sauce. And if
You
you
see
don't
that?
know what zip
You see
sauce
you see
is,
that? You see
you
that?
need to find out what zip
You see
sauce
that?
is.
You see that? You see that,
Because
Marv?
listen, God made cows for a living for a reason, and we eat them in steak bites with zip sauce is my jam. And he took me to a fire slider spot, and I had some good
Come on.
shawarma out there.
Come
I had some good
on.
shawarma. So I'm listen. I'm co-signing it. The many times I've been to Detroit, you know what? And if you don't want to go to a restaurant, just hit the gas station, get you some better made chips, go to the crib. Me,
Get
I
you a
drink soda.
Fago.
Get
Get
you
you
the
a Fago.
Fago. You know what I mean? There's certain kind of Fagos you gotta have though. There's some of them are like yeah, but you know what I mean. So yeah, but yeah, no, I'm with him on that A1. I'm with him.
All right, all right. So I got to make my way out there at some point to try the cuisine in the area and see
Pull up,
how
man.
it. I'm going to be in Chicago for the first time ever on Valentine's weekend, so I'm excited to try some of the cuisine out there. I will report back what I find. But I'm looking forward, hopefully in warmer weather, going to Detroit at some
Definitely,
point
definitely.
and experiencing, hooking up with Marvin Quest and maybe experiencing some of the local sights
Yeah,
and sounds.
yeah. Look, shouts to Ray, man. She knows the shawarma, the chicken shawarmas are life, bro. Come on,
Listen,
man.
one time
Ex-
I had lamb chops while I was listening to Calico music. Fire.
you love it.
Oh my gosh. All right, all right. So that's what's up. All right, man. So in your Beans and Rice interview, to get back to talking about the album,
Mhm,
you talked about how people were all part of your reason for coming up with the album title is that people were always wanting something from you,
mhm.
right? They were just kind of jumping in like, yo, Marv, I need this, I need that. If you listen to the intro, you have people who call in, they're leaving voicemails about, yo, Marv, I need this from you, I need that from you. How did that constant pull affect your creative process in making this album, if at all?
Uh, so that's a really good question. I'm glad you asked that because I do want to clear up some things. I don't necessarily. I love being in a position where people can depend on me, right? Or can come to me or call me for things when they get in a jam or just like in general. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really blessed that I've been able to foster that same kind of relationship with my friends, right?
Mhm.
It just felt that it had become such a constant that it was difficult for me to discern whether people were cool with me because of me or because of what they thought they could get, right? And it just
Mhm.
felt like lie to me. You know what I'm saying? Like make me feel make me feel like the belle of the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like don't just come straight in and be like, "Yo, I need this." Because you assume that I don't have any kids or whatever that I have it. You know what I'm saying? And it's usually monetary, or it's usually trying to somebody want me to introduce them to Eminem, like or like something like that, right? So that's where it came from. It's just like in the midst of people asking me for things, like I would literally say, "Well, oh yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for asking." Like, yeah, I'm cool too. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even a like there was no there was no finesse to it, right? So I think I used the project in certain spots to speak to everyone. You know what I'm saying? Without being crabby, or without being a dick to them.
Yeah.
But the creative, like, as far as the creative process, man, it really, really, it kind of pushed me, because it was so many things that I wanted to say, and I had to find a way to say them, and I had to find the proper sound bits to say the certain things, and then I wanted to express to people, the whatever I was hiding behind the mask that they saw. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely put me in a space to be more transparent and more vulnerable with my feelings. So I guess it's a gift and a curse. Like, it worked out in the end, because we got a good body of work, but in the midst of it's very stressful.
So do you feel like by the time you got to the end of this project, did the process of making this album, did it change you at all?
No, but it opened up space. Like, I wasn't as full. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like, I was able to purge some feelings, some thoughts, and that left space for the people who may need me. You know what I'm saying? So it was a very cathartic process for me.
Dope, dope. So we're here with Marv One, the
Hmm.
legend, talking about his project. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. That was released April 5th of last year. So
April
I,
5th.
I want to ask you this particular question before we jump into talking about one of my favorite tracks.
Hmm.
Um, in the music industry these days, I feel like music releases are not there. There are very few music releases that have a moment that is also like lasting. Like, you release a project and we're still talking about it a month later, 2, 3 months later down the line, right? I feel like these projects come, we talk about them for a week, and then we're on to the next, right? Is there some way we can get back to having projects where we drop and we're having this conversation a year later talking about our favorite songs from it, or maybe releases that are not just we have a single drop on one month, next month we have another release, and then 6 months later we're talking about a new project. Does that make sense, what I'm asking there?
Yeah, but I want you to know it's a very big way of thinking, because it's become so accessible for anybody to do music. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, you don't necessarily have to put the same thought into it. Like, it's the difference between, cooking in an oven and getting an air fryer. It's like, once everybody had an air fryer, you know, you don't put the same time into your food. I can get it quicker.
Mm.
I can increase my quantity. When I first started rapping, we had to save money to go to the studio, so it had to mean something. Respectfully, if you got $300, you can have a home studio setup, and there is no quality control. Like, there is no, like, it's just very easy for anyone to say, "Hey, I do this." So no, you
Mhm.
won't have in theory, you won't have the albums that are talked about a year from now. But then that's the challenge for the artist, to create that body of work, that even in the midst of everybody throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks, you'll come back to that one, like, oh yeah, I remember Purple. Like, yeah, like, I remember Good Things. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this does stand out. So I think that's more of a challenge for the artist. We can't keep pining for the old days. Like, we just setting ourselves up for failure. Like, that's not the way. It's not the way of the world now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That
so
makes
it's
some
just.
sense.
I mean, no, just be happy that you have something to compare it to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't like you can't be Al Bundy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reality. Like, you can't keep bragging about your 4 touchdowns, because then it's like, well, what have you done since? You can't get stuck in that, because time and life keeps moving. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, those days are over. I don't. Of course, you long for them because you felt like people put more thought and more heart into the process. But now it's more for the artist to create it, and it's more for the listener to 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 weed through all of the BS and find it. You know what I'm saying?
So,
It
yes,
becomes
sir.
it becomes more of a gym when you find it.
Yes, sir. So shout out to Hood Straight from the Trap. He asked this question: did Marv One drop any videos to any songs on the album? And yes, he did. Good things. Um, was that's the
Higher?
only visual, right, from the album so
Nope,
far?
nope. I dropped a video for higher. I dropped a video for higher as well. And funny thing about Good Thing, your co-host is in the video. My boy,
Let's go.
my
Let's
boy
go.
was
Listen,
at
I
the
just
Lucky
happened to be
Beaver.
walking down the street down, at the Lucky Beaver, just bellied up to the bar, and this guy walked in with a camera crew, and I was like, "Yo, are you Marv One?" And he was like, "Yeah, you want to take a shot?" I was like, "Yeah." And then I signed the NDA, and
Next thing you
yeah,
know. Next thing you
next
know.
thing you know, next thing you know, man,
Next thing you know.
camera was so crispy that I think you can actually pause it at one point and see who I was texting behind his shoulder. And that's how good the camera
Nah.
was. I was like, "Golly."
Really good. Shouts to my guy New Vegas Films, man. He
Yes.
really did his thing. He really did his thing with the video. I'm super duper humble behind it. But yeah, man, I appreciate you for being in the video too, Ward. You're my guy.
Listen, man, I think that for me it's like one, that's probably the first time I really got to see you in like the musical aspect of things, like we go to battle rap events and do different things, but I don't think I've ever been to a concert of your, anything like that. I've never been,
Hmm.
at the same time. And so I'm kind of just excited to just be around watching you create, watching you do things. And then for me, like that wasn't the plan. The plan wasn't to shoot that video there and do that. You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah, yeah, it wasn't.
And it's just being a creator, knowing how to improvise and knowing like, yo, I think we can make this pop. And just watching him, the camera crew. What's his name? Kale. How do you pronounce it?
Oh,
Quail.
Quelle, yeah,
Twilight, yeah,
Quelle.
yeah, and like just watching them, kind of do their thing or whatever. Like it was just really special to just be a part of there. Just get to watch them work. It was raining outside, so we had to, call some audibles, and yeah, so, I mean, like, and I think that's just one thing that everybody knows about Marv or should know. It's like he's an easygoing guy. Like like he could have very well just been like, no, it's raining outside. We're doing this the right way. It's got to happen this way. All that stuff. Nah, he's like, man, like let's hop in this bar. Let's ask this bartender
Yeah,
like, does she mind if we put a camera here? Let's do this. Let's do that. And like I think that that's just a testament of like his creativity and how him wanting to get the work out.
it had to get done, man. It had to get done.
hmm And
It
what
has to
Marv
get
doesn't
done.
waste outfits.
No, I'm not. I don't
I
play
was
that at
going to
all.
say, like the fit, I get it.
That's
The
probably
fit
the
in the
big.
video was fire. The fit for that video was
I
fire. I
don't.
respect
I
that.
Yeah.
don't. I
He's
don't
like,
play
I
about
wore this,
outfits.
and we're shooting the video.
I
So
don't. I don't play about outfits, champ.
All right, so we're going to segue here. I got questions, but let's talk about your style, right? Like I think that is something that I know from experience you take very serious,
Hmm.
right? Um, I feel like in battle rap, style is, I don't want to say lacking. I don't think there's not always a lot of thought put into it. Maybe that is how I'll define it. So,
So let me stop you. And I
okay,
think I,
okay.
th- I think you would be right to say that there isn't a lot of style in battle rap. I do
Mhm.
think people. I think people in those spaces base their outfit on the price tag. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, if this is a Miri or if this is whatever the popping brand is at the time, then it has to be good. And then also a lot of people in battle rap don't know their sizes. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fat people wearing too small clothing out here on both sides of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think that's fair.
I really do take fashion serious because as a bigger person, it always feels like, we're the we're the last to be thought of, we're the least thought of. So, and I know a lot of bigger people just settle with what they can get. And, I'm just like, if you take the time, like if you take the time, or if you have a certain style about yourself, like you can put these things together and people will notice you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's always been my thing. Like that's legitimately always been my thing. You don't have to take what's given to you. You can still be just as impressed with your outfit as if you were 160 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like feel good in it. Like you can feel good in your outfit. Like every big person doesn't have to wear polo. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they feel we're limited to. It's just about doing the work. And I do take a lot of pride in style. Like I do. And I'm super duper proud that our boy, man, he's stepping up his style too, man.
Listen,
He
listen,
getting crazy, man. He getting
listen.
crazy.
They call us the lookbook and the cookbook,
The
and
look in the
look,
cookbook, man.
and we're both somebody you should book. So that's all
Mhm.
I'm saying is Mark, I mean, shout out to Cannon too. Trying
For
to get
sure.
me right, but Marv, he definitely looks out for me. We're on the road a little bit more, and he's like, you know what, Ward? And if I see him like this little half smile when I walk up, I know either I look good or he's about to say the funniest thing about what the situation at hand. But yeah, so I'm doing a little bit better.
Doing good, man. Hey, yo, you
Iron
put that.
sharpens iron. Iron
Come on,
sharpens
man.
iron, man.
And you know what? I can say that. I can say that for you. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of the Jersey boys, as far as like my motivation and my writing. So I definitely love that we hold each other accountable and hold each other up for in whatever the space may be. So yeah, yeah. But you're getting
Definitely.
fresh out here. That Lady Vols jacket. I don't even know if that's something that I would have took a chance on. I was impressed. Like, oh, okay,
So
champ.
wait, do I get an assist for that? Did I send you that Lady Vols jacket?
I think you kind of sent it to me. Yeah, I seen it too, but you sent it to me and with I see all the Tennessee stuff, right? And I'll just buy it all, and just look like another representation of a Tennessee fan. But then when you sent it to me too, I'm like, oh, somebody that's not a Tennessee fan is like, this is fire, And so then I was like, all right. So I posted it in a couple chats, like, hey, I'm thinking, and it worked out. It worked out.
You did well, champ.
I
You
don't
did well.
understand. I get we're friends, but I don't appreciate IG suggesting Tennessee clothing for me when I'm like a fan of like 15 other teams, by the way. But that's neither here
Well,
nor
at
there.
that time, I was preparing for J2, so be happy that you weren't getting suggested the stuff I was getting suggested. So,
The crazy, the crazy,
That's
the crazy,
hilarious.
the crazy thing though is that now it's just part of his algorithm. Like the battle's been over for a month, and he's
yeah,
still going. He's still going to those pages, bro. It's crazy.
yep. Turtlenecks and studded belts every other post. Just like,
Hilarious. Hilarious. All right. So we got Marv One in the building talking about his album. So we talked about the video Good Things.
Hmm.
You posted on Twitter. I feel like I got this right because I commented on it. You
Hmm.
talked about if you were to make another visual from the album, what would it be? And the couple of the suggestions I saw and one that I made myself was purple.
Hmm.
What was the inspiration behind making that particular record?
So, so selfishly, one reason was to prove to myself and to other people that a person could take a subject as vile and despicable as domestic violence and make it not palatable, but make it understandable from the side of the person in it,
Mhm.
right? Um, throughout the song, like it was my mission to never make the woman like helpless. You know what I'm saying? Like I do think a lot of people see those type of situations and believe that it's just as cut and dry as just, oh well, leave, not necessarily taking everything into consideration or even the strength that some women may have to display in order to keep their home in order or their children safe or even themselves safe to a degree. um but most importantly, it was just to show people who are victims in that sense that they're not invisible.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not it's not something that's swept under the rug like we like people like you are seen. Um and I do think it's become way too second nature. Um I think people have I think people have come up with way too many justifications for
Mhm.
it. Um and I don't think people are vocal enough on their stance against it. So those are my reasons for making a song like that. And it was a difficult song. Like it was a difficult song to navigate because I didn't want to pander. I didn't want to be disrespectful. I didn't want to make the women seem weak, or you know what I'm saying, like the character in the story seem weak, because I know that's not the case. Um, so yeah, it was a doozy of a song to write. And then when we put the little skit at the end, like it was very difficult for me to listen to that song like the first couple times. It was really difficult for me because it felt way too real. It felt
Yeah,
way too real.
absolutely. Shout out to the young lady who I don't know if that's a sample, if y'all got that from somewhere, if
No,
y'all
no,
had
and
someone to actually act that out.
you know what we did, man. We put a microphone in the bathroom and literally acted it out in the studio, and that's her son. Like that's her son in the clip too. So it was super surreal. Like it was
Yeah.
super surreal.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I also love. So let me ask this: It's okay follows that. It's an interlude,
Mhm.
which I ain't gonna hold you. If you would have threw a little verse on it, is that the same sample flipped a different way, or is that two different samples?
Two different samples. So my thought behind that, I saw I saw a couple I saw a couple reviews of the album. So everybody loved it or whatever, right? But their whole thought process was like yo, how did he put Roc Nation Brunch, which is so happy, and then It's Okay, which is uplifting, like before and after Purple. Like, and the reality is that It's Okay is the part two to Purple. Like
Hmm.
it's legitimately the continuation of, like, like I consider Purple and It's Okay to be one song.
Yeah,
Um like that was my thought process, because it's just like I may not have the answer, right? And in the moment you may not have the answer either. But not to sound like cliche, or but if you like really put your faith in whatever God you believe in, and like come up with a plan, like you're supposed to be okay. Now I do understand that there are some people, there are some demons out there who will take things too way too far, right? But if you put it in a world that you'll be okay, you know what I'm saying? Like I pray that you will. Like, so that's what that was. Like immediately after that, it's like, yo, okay, like this is crappy, but like it's gonna be okay. Like we gonna get to the other side of it. So that was my
I
thought
think
process for that.
I think that was like my first reaction when I listened to the album was just after listening to Purple. How am I gonna how what like I don't even know what the subject matter of the next song is gonna be. Like how am I gonna like how is it even gonna be digestible? Like do I need to go ahead and stop listening to it the album
Yeah,
now and then just come back and another day and start it on the song after Purple? But as I was listening to it all the way through, I was like, wow, like this song really like did that. You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah,
okay really took me from Purple into what we were doing next and then delivered me to the next song. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah. That's
correctly.
why.
And I thought that was like
Yeah,
that was just like a very slept on attribute to how it went, you know?
because it was that, like, yo, that's heavy. Like
Heavy.
Purple takes a lot out of you. Like it really does, because it's almost like you're in this space with them, like you're being a voyeur. And it's like I knew, that's why I said it was difficult for me to listen to the song. Like for the first couple times after it was complete, like, oh, this is
Hmm.
like this is a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I had to bring you out of that. Or that was my thought. Like I had to bring you out of that, and that's what It's Okay was. It wasn't over. It wasn't meant to be something where you had to think about a bar or me trying to be clever. Like it's very straightforward. It's very like clear, concise, black and white. That was purposeful. That was on purpose.
Yep. Like I said, one of my favorite records on the album. Let's get to Rock Nation Brunch. So I got a question about Rock Nation Brunch. It's featuring Freeway.
Did he ruin
If
every?
you,
He ruined that song for me, didn't he?
well, I'm going to ask this question. Diddy's not going to be obviously not going to be one of the people who you name in this, but if you got a chance to be invited to the Rock Nation Brunch and you can have conversations with two people,
Oh,
not
then you
named
don't know
Jay and Beyonce.
Marv. Diddy is the number one person. No, I'm just kidding.
So you got two people, not named Jay and Beyonce. Who are you talking to at this Rock Nation Brunch?
Probably Barack, because I would assume he would be at that brunch. Um, and low key, probably Rich Paul,
Interesting. Why Rich?
because Rich know how to get to a bag. Rich know how to get to a dollar. I would pick his brain business wise. Um,
Very fair.
and and Barack, it would just be like how did you handle like all of this? Like how did you handle like changing history? Like they'll never be able to tell the story of this country without you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
How did you prep? How did you prepare? How did you all of that? But yeah, low key, I would talk to Barack and Rich Paul. Just because Rich is he always seems to have himself where a bag is. Even the things that he may not be well versed in, bro. He finding a way to squeeze a dollar out of that rock.
Fair.
Legit.
Fair. Shout out to this comment,
A1.
Dizzle. Rock Nation Brunch instrumental is amazing. Marv is a great producer.
Thank you, brother. That
Likewise.
means a lot, dude. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. You were getting ready to say something, Ward.
I would like for you to answer that same question.
Yeah.
Man. So Rock Nation Brunch, two people. Um, LeBron's been there before, right?
If Rich
Point
Paul is
Guard.
there, if Rich Paul is there, I'm assuming LeBron James will be there.
So I'm gonna go LeBron. Um, I think granted, he's very open about his life. He's been very open book, but I would like to talk about his before he became that guy. I would love to talk to him about. Granted, again, he's going to be off the record, so maybe you get a little bit more depth than you would maybe even if he's on something like his own show, like the Barbershop, or either other platforms where he's talked about it. But I would like for him to talk about that final season in Cleveland before he left and what that those feelings, those emotions he was when he's by himself, not post game interviews, wrapping up the season with the homies, rap with teammates. What was that like when he realized like I need to leave here?
So you would take the opportunity to talk to LeBron James at the
About
Rock
sports.
Nation Brunch about sports.
Yes, I would. I
That's
would talk about.
insane,
I'm a sports guy, Marv. This is what I do.
bro. But that's insane, bro.
I would get to the business side of things because I would love to know about him building his empire. But yeah, I want listen. So part of my and we're gonna go here with you here in a second. But part of my mind as an interviewer is shaped by how people respond to failure, how people respond at their lowest moments, what their mindset was at their lowest moments, because you learn a lot about a person when they talk about their adversity and how they overcame. It's easy to talk about the victories. Everybody sees the victories. Everybody sees those high points. They celebrate you at those high points, but it is at your lowest moments and a lot of times where you build that resolve that ultimately get you to those places of success.
So again, at a moment of highness, you want to pull LeBron James to the side and be like, "Yo, tell me about your
Tell me about
failures."
your.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I want to know about those things.
All
You
right.
can't be
It's
my
like,
you can't be my plus one, bro. Who would
yeah.
you You can't be my plus one, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Who'd your other one go?
Who was the other one?
Oh man.
Who brought the Debbie Downer?
Man, damn. Who's
I'm trying
buddy
to.
with? Whose man is this? Whose man is this?
Oh man, I thought I had an inspirational. Anyway, I'm trying to. I don't want to pick an entertainer. Um, I know he's never been there, but I wish I could say Drake so I can ask him what in the world he's thinking with this lawsuit. Like I really was trying to understand the machinations behind that. But I'll probably go Kevin Hart. I'll say Kevin Hart.
I can appreciate that.
I
I'm
I
gonna
can
like
go
that.
Kevin
appreciate
That's
Hart.
that.
four. That's four good answers. Four good answers.
All
Okay.
right, all right. Bring it home. Bring it home.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who's your two, Ward? Who's your two?
I'm talking to Rihanna twice. Two times.
Okay.
Two times.
So look, let me say this. When Emma Rihanna went on tour a couple like those years ago, I was super fortunate enough, to go out there. You know what I'm saying? A couple times, whatever. Um, Met Rihanna, got cool with Rihanna, or as cool as you can be over, how many ever shows, like hugging me, like yada yada yada, right? The the portrayal of her, and like in the world is like this like big sex kitten, this sultry vixen, bro. She is the most adorable like woman in the world. She's adorable. It ruined it for me. She's so sweet and so nice that it ruined it for me. Like, oh, you like a sister. Like, oh, you like somebody's little sister out here. Like, you're not like this. Like, you're not Jessica Rabbit. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just saying, like, talk to her once, but doubling down on it, you might be disappointed.
Yeah. Let's just go on record to say that Marv Won is the only rapper to where you're going to get Al Bundy and Jessica Rabbit references in like the same, you know what I mean? So
Come on,
we're gonna
man.
keep that going.
Come on.
So
It can it can get crazy.
while I'm finding out, that everything is not true, and while Marv is getting to the bag, and while A1 and LeBron are crying, like, like,
Terrible.
yeah,
I thought I had a great setup to have a
yeah,
conversation to talk about
yeah.
LeBron about
Like
overcoming
man,
adversity.
I know you're eating your bacon wrapped shrimp, LeBron. However, when you spoke to Dan Gilbert for the last time, how how did you? Ain't gotta do
No,
this.
actually, not when you spoke to Dan Gilbert. I want to know what the conversation was like with your mother in your
What?
childhood home when you were
Tell me.
deciding.
Tell me. Tell me as you drink this
Well,
Cristal.
wait, I know this is a good segue though. This is a good segue into A1's next question, and it kind of talks about that. A1, I'll let you go because I know you want to talk to him about some of the writing on the
No,
album and that. I don't have the questions in front of me, so I just know it was a good.
A good segue.
Yeah, come on.
wait. Oh, wait. Am
Hey,
I asking a question
oh
or
Yeah,
yeah, hey,
I was letting you. I know you want to talk to Marv about 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 some things.
hey,
hold
yo,
on,
shouts.
Mark?
Hey yo, shouts to my guy Metasoda in the chat. Big upstairs. Yeah, we dropping a project, a secret project in the next couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I see. I see my man. I see Josh Carroll in the comments. Yeah, Ward. You
Yeah,
know
let's
what it
go.
is. You see
Let's go.
my little
Off
brother Josh.
season.
Op season, op corn.
Yo, so yes, so as I have my sparkling peach cider here, I want to ask you this next question.
Okay.
Ain't
All
nobody
right.
ever held a bottle of peach cider like that
Man, come
before.
on, man.
Yo, it's like
And
he's in the
you,
club about to pour it out.
and
Like
you, and you yo, and then like I can't even blame you asking that question to LeBron like or being drunk. Like this is like your sober thoughts. Like you want to know this for real. Like this is crazy. All right, go ahead.
let's go.
Okay. So we're gonna first before I get to that question, Ward, because it is a great segue. But
Yeah,
I feel like this is gonna lead as a build up. So what was the moment you realized you could rap? You mentioned earlier about when you were talking about going to the studio, you got $300, you got to make it count. Like, when was that moment when you realized, yo, I'm really good at this and I might have a potential future at this?
Um, I think when when I impressed a room of strangers, not when I impressed people who knew me or people who were invested in me, but I think when I went to a space. So there's a rapper from here named Guilty Simpson, right? Guilty is like one of my favorites, top five dead or alive, like no question. Um, so when I was coming around in the city and making my name, or just I was 19, like trying to be thinking I was good because I was better than everybody I was around, respectfully. I'm like, oh, I'm the best thing since sliced bread, right? So there was this open mic here in the city that was ran at the spot called Lush Lounge, and I had heard someone about it, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go and just blow everybody's mind. Right? So I went to the spot, and because of me, you have to sign the list, but I had missed the list time. So I went to this spot. I'm like, I'm gonna go check the rest of these dudes out. Blah blah blah. Like really, really chest poked out, like being like, I know I got this. And I heard Guilty Simpson rap for the first time, and I'm not. I know it feels like I know it feels like I'm putting like a lot of sasson on the story, but it legit. Like I remember standing in front of the stage with him rapping, and I remember being like, "Yo, this is what God would sound like if he rapped." Like I remember
Wow.
that vividly. Like it was just like it just commanded everything, right? And it humbled me, and I was stuck. Like, yo, I'm not who I think I am. So I started coming. I started coming to this spot, and taking my bumps. You know what I'm saying? Taking my bruises, like getting there early, being the first person to rap before anybody get in there. Then slowly moving down into the rotation until one day, you know what I'm saying? Like I rapped, and I remember I got off stage, and Guilty walked up to me like, yo, bro, you dope. And I remember that just being like you couldn't tell me anything, like bro, like my pumpkin had won first place in the at the fair. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I was kind of like if I can impress the people who impress me, then I'm kind of I gotta feel like I'm on the right path. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's
Like
dope.
I
Super dope.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of which, me and Guilty working on the project too. Just want to throw that in there. Shameless plug.
Mm.
You know
Okay,
what I'm
okay.
saying?
You working. You working.
Yeah, bro, I'm broke.
All right. So on grand piano,
Mhm.
you said your mom clapped for you for the first time when she saw your picture on a museum wall.
Mhm.
How much does she, or maybe if you want to even broaden this out to your family, does your family have any like inkling of your standing within battle rap culture or hip hop as a whole?
So my mother is a very traditional. She's a very get up in the morning, go to work, come home kind of person. She's been like that. She was a single mother. She had me when she was 18. She had my middle brother when she was 27, and she had my little brother who happened to be severely autistic a couple years after that. So my mother is a very no nonsense, straightforward. Um, this is how it's supposed to go. Um, because of that, because of that, she doesn't really grasp the concept of me not getting up, going to work every day. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't really understand what it is when we're out and somebody will stop me and be like, "Oh my God, you're yada yada yada," and she'll be like, "Why are they talking to you?" Because just in her mind, I'm her son. But it's weird because I found out my mother has kept all of my clippings and all of my projects and um like all of my like plane tickets and stuff like that. Like, so I don't know if it's a thing of her not acknowledging it because it's to keep me humble and grounded, or I definitely think there's a lack of understanding. But that bar was specifically, I was selected to be in a photo project by a photographer from here named Jenny Risher. She did a photography thing on Detroit hip hop, right? And it's an exhibit. Like, she ended up doing a photo exhibit on Detroit hip hop, and it was called Deciphered, and it ended up being on the walls of the Detroit Institute of Arts. The Detroit Institute of Arts is one of like the most widely revered art museums in the country, and like my picture, like I was in two pictures in that exhibit, and my mother was my date to like the opening of it, or like the soft opening of it. So, she sees all these people. She sees Royce. She sees Eminem. She sees Trick Trick. She sees all these people, right? And I remember she stopped in front of like the picture that I was in, because both me and Quest are in the same picture. Like, it was like for battle rap. And I just like she stood in front of the picture and like kind of like smiled. And I was like, damn, like through all the shows, like through all the interviews, through all the passports and yada yada yada, this is the first time. This is the first time that I remember my mother openly showing some kind of pride in what, what I'm saying, and what I chose to do. And it was huge. Like, the DIA thing is huge. Like, I don't undersell it. Like, that's really huge. This was a place where I used to go as a kid, like on school field trips. Like, I had to sign permission slips and pay to get in here. So to be on those walls was like, it was a huge accomplishment for me, but it was magnified when I think when my mother saw me in that space. Like, it made it super tangible. So that was the first time that I saw my mother like openly like damn, okay, you might be doing something. So I took a lot of pride in that. My mother also went to my very first show. So those are the two things about my career. My mother went to my very first show, and the only other thing my mother has went to was the photo exhibit. And then she embarrassed me because she kept running up to people and like asking them for their autograph and stuff like that. Like these are like my peers, you know what I'm saying? And so she would be like,
yes.
you know what I'm saying? So she would be like, because it came with a booklet. So she would be standing next to me and be like, "Who is that?" I'd be like, "That's Royce, Mom." And she'd be like, "Royce, can I have your autograph?" I'd be like, "Yeah, that's my mom." He'd be like, "Oh, of course, yeah, yeah." You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, "Nah, you are embarrassing." That's why I never take you.
Let's go. Let's
That's a great
go.
story. That's a great story. So this is the last thing on this LeBron and the Roc Nation brunch. I didn't see this comment in the moment, and I saw it, and he's telling this great story, and I'm trying to keep him laughing. Meta says when the lights went out and the reporters left, and it was just you stewing in your shame in the locker room. How did you
How did you
overcome?
How did you?
overcome?
How did you overcome? Like, hey, look. First of all, hey, look, Ward. Your mom said, "Yo, be glad that she wasn't in the chats everywhere you go." Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you, Ward. I did a Instagram live the other day,
Yeah.
and your mother was in my comments,
Let's go. Let's go.
and we were talking about something. We were talking about alcohol, and she said Yeah, because tequila make your pants fall off. And I was like, hey,
It's a
you
country
gotta
music song,
relax.
bro. Tequila makes your clothes fall off. It's a country music song, man.
Hey, you
She
gotta
mixing her
relax.
genres. She mixing her genres, my
You
mama.
gotta you gotta relax, man. You gotta
Let's go.
relax.
Let's go,
Oh my
man.
gosh.
One of these days, my mom is gonna go to a battle rap event with me, and
Oh my
it will
God,
be
bro.
my retirement battle after that.
Oh my God. I was like, yo, what are you
Let's
doing
go.
in here? Get out of here.
Oh
That's
yes.
hilarious. All right, so I got one final question, and then we can jump
Mm.
into talking about battle rap and a little bit about the Lions' unfortunate demise. So, um,
He
you,
wants you. How did you overcome?
Man, how did I
oh
overcome this?
God, listen.
Let's go.
The title of this episode is going to be called "Overcoming," featuring
No,
Marv Won.
whoa, relax, champ. You
Yo,
that's gonna get a YouTube strike. That's gonna get a strike. That's over, champ.
All right, so you talked you when you post clips to your battles.
Hmm.
You often have the comment "not washed yet" or "not
Hmm.
done yet."
Hmm.
I believe is it good things when you said you see the end in the horizon?
Hmm.
Do
Yeah, bro.
you see do you see the end? Or do you truly see the end in sight, or is that just was that just a dope bar?
No. It's definitely autobiographical. Like I do think I'm in a space, um, specifically in battle rap. I'm in a space where I'm writing better than I ever have, but I am cognizant enough to know that you know people like newer, shinier things. So, and I always make the analogy like I never want to end up racing the horses, right? So, Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens was, Olympic superstar. Like first black athlete, went over, beat all of Hitler's people in front of Hitler, right? By the end of his life, he was in county fairs racing horses, you know what I'm saying, to make a living. So you go from being like the most coveted athlete in the world to becoming, basically a sideshow. And that was always my thing. My thing was I never want to race the horses. Like I never want to be the person that has to ask more than I'm being asked. And in battle rap, I know that it's a very flighty community.
Mhm.
So the only reason that I'm still actively battling is because of the friendship that I've you know what I'm saying that I fostered with Ward and Chilla uh and Deal. You know what I'm saying? I was already cool with Quest and my man Primo on that end. And then just because like in my upstairs family, I get to
you can use that
see
on their podcast. You can talk about that on their podcast.
don't you're not gonna stop me right here, bro. And then like in my upstairs family, I get to see the growth pause of of my friends of Winners and Scissors and Martin Luther King and Fendi, and all of these people. So, like if it wasn't for that, like I don't deal with soccer, bro. Like if it wasn't for that, like I wouldn't be here. Like I wouldn't be in the space of trying to actively battle rap. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel while I do feel my writing is better. I also know, I'm looked at as unk. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looked at as unk. I'm cool with it because I've earned it. Um, but hey, yo, how do you kick somebody out the chat? Can you kick Saga out the chat? Like, get him out of here.
Yo.
Uh, yeah. So I just want I want to walk off the court. I don't want them to drag me off the court. Like I don't
yeah.
want I don't want to die on the field. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I still want to walk off on my own volition. As far as like actual like recording and being an artist, it's actually kind of scary because I don't know what else I would do. Like this has been my goal. This has been my vision, like for as long as I can remember. Like if I tried to fill out like a job resume right now, like an application, like my resume would be ass. Like bro, like
There
yo,
is a
what?
huge gap that talks
There's a huge
about
gap between
Grizzlemania. Um,
1999 to 2025. What have you been doing with
so
your life? You know what I'm
who can
saying?
we call at grind time? That is.
Who? Where is Moss Jelly?
Yes.
So like it's like in that sense, I do think my days as an artist may be slowing up, but I love music so much, and I have a good ear, and I really feel like I can steer people in the right way that I want. That I want to like. I just want to help other artists. Like I feel like I can put together projects for people. So that's why I kind of took producing more serious. So like if I can put these pieces of art out and I control it all from the words to the music, people will be like, damn, I want him to do that for me. You know what I'm saying? So like my next step is really to getting into the space of putting together projects for artists. That's what I'm doing with Guilty Simpson. That's what I'm doing with my man Fat Father. Like I want to like put together whole projects for people so it can take some. So like if I do decide to rap, it'll be because I want to, not because I need to. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's segue. Well, let's one last music question. We will get into battle rap. So if you could pick 5 songs from your discography,
Mm-hmm.
we'll just call this top five. 5 songs from your discography that have the most meaning to you. That meaning could be anything, first record you ever made, most money you ever made on this record, maybe a feature you got on there that's like a dream, a bucket list feature. 5 records from your discography that have the most meaning to you, what would they be?
Solo, or I can use the group as well, or just anything
You
I've been
can
a part of?
use, yeah, anything
Anything
you've
I've been
been
a
a
part of?
part of.
First song I pick is the song "I'll Get Your Paper" that I did with the Fat Killers, my group. That was Fat Father, King Gordy, Bang Belushi. I would pick that because that was the first time I ever heard a song on the radio. Blew my mind. Like all I ever wanted was to like myself on the radio, right? So I would pick that. I would pick "Get Your Paper." Um, I would probably pick. I would probably pick "Soundtrack of Autumn," the song "Soundtrack of Autumn," just because the reception to it was so heavy, and I was really, really scared because it was the first time that I had stepped out on my own production, so I didn't know what the response would be. But that definitely still seems to be a lot of people's favorite song. So I would pick that. I would pick I would pick Lenny Cook. Lenny Cook is probably Lenny Cook is really one of my favorite songs. Like just the concept behind it, like just like knowing that talent isn't necessarily the end all be all. Like I would pick Lenny Cook. I would probably I would pick the Welcome to Detroit. Detroit versus Everybody remix that I was on, just because like to get that call to be like, yo, we can't do this without you. Like it was like really dope on that scale. Um, and the last one would probably be Purple. Or okay, okay. So I got a song. I got a song on the
I know what you're
project.
gonna pick. I know what you're gonna pick. Let me tell him.
What?
There's a Drosy Boy cipher that has, me on it, and it's the first time was ever got that call from Marv and said, "Look, we can't do this without you
Without
on
you,
it."
I can't do it without you
And
on it.
so I know you're gonna say that, but I'll let you whatever honorable
Nah,
mention one you're about to go with
okay,
now.
okay. So honorable mention.
Uh-huh.
I dropped a project called Rabbits Can't Shoot a couple years ago. It's on my Bandcamp, which is
I like that
my
project.
which is probably my second favorite project of my own. I think this last one is my favorite, and I think Rabbits Can't Shoot is my second favorite. There's a song on there called "Scared I'm Like My Dad." That
Man, I love that song.
that is very very that's vulnerable I've ever been. You know what I'm saying, on a song, like legit. Like so much so that I'll listen to the project and I don't listen to that song. I sat on that song.
Mm.
I sat on that song for damn near 8 years before I put it out. Just because it was like, oh, this is like I don't know if this song is supposed to be for other people. You know what I'm saying? Like I think this should just be for me and nobody else. But people talking me into it and putting it out. So I would probably that would be my time capsule. Get your paper. Um, Soundtrack of Autumn, Lenny Cook, um, Detroit versus Everybody remix, and Scared I'm Like My Daddy. Legit. So,
An air mattress.
but I do got a couple joints though, like Fire Truck, uh, Air Mattress, the joint I
Fire
got
truck is
with
criminal. Yes, I agree.
Fire Truck is really good. I think the concept of Fire Truck
Really
is really
good.
really good. I got a joint with my man Willie the Kid called Ray Nathan. That's really really good. I got a joint with Quest called King and Duck. That's really good. Roc Nation Brunch. I got a joint. I got a joint. I actually got a joint called Salt and Pepper that my man Metasoda produced. Like I got a lot of joints, but those would be the five. Those would be the five
Wait,
that
aren't you on Jingle Bells?
I am on Jingle Bells, man. Shouts to my
Okay,
man
yeah,
Scissors. Shouts
yeah,
to my
man. Actually, forget the whole list. He's
just go
on
straight
Jingle
to Jingle
Bells.
Bells. Go straight to
Just
Jingle
go
Bells,
straight to
bro.
Jingle Bells, man.
And shouts to me and Real Deal because we're in a horror group every year, bro. We out here stacking bodies around Halloween, bro.
Yes, yes,
You know what I'm
yes.
saying?
When you go to the Walgreens and buy your pumpkin carving kits with the little, it actually comes with a disc on the back called "Stacking Bodies," and it's
Whoa,
a hip hop
stacking
album featuring
bodies.
Real Deal
Man.
Marv Won
And
and
yeah, and that rapper CB,
yes,
my
sir.
guy.
Let's
Every
go, let's
year,
go.
every me and Saga records are good too. Grand Piano
Very
might be
good.
in Grand Piano might be in
Grand
that
Piano is
conversation too.
very fire.
Grand
Grand Piano
Piano
is
might
very
be in that
fire.
conversation, bro. Like that was good. I got a little man. I
Hmm.
got a little. Yeah, I got a few. Oh, shouts to Nate Redbone up in here. What's up?
You
Yeah,
know, so
man.
this is let's. I want to switch to battle rap real quick so we can get out of here because I don't know how much time you gentlemen have, and I don't want to keep you here all night. So I
Hmm.
appreciate you, Marv. Obviously, Ward, you know what it is. Um,
No, tell him what it is.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Even I'm watching this during the Tennessee game too. I love both of y'all.
oh
Okay,
wow,
keep
oh
going.
wow, yeah. Listen, you know how much of a that is a sacrifice for him. So I
I
really
know.
appreciate that. That really is a
Yeah, but
sacrifice. So
he didn't tell us it was lacrosse. He's watching the Tennessee lacrosse game. Let's not get
it would
crazy.
Female,
it
female
would not
lacrosse team.
surprise me in the slightest if he was watching female Tennessee lacrosse right now.
Okay.
If they have a Tennessee
Hmm.
logo embossed upon them and it's an SEC match, he's watching. It does not matter who it is. But
In my Tennessee
so
Crocs. Let's go.
so shout out to Nader
I hate those
Redbone.
Crocs. I hate those
They
Crocs.
brought up I don't know if Nay is I don't know the gender of Nader Redbone, so I just say they for now. So,
First
just
of
to
all,
be
let me tell you something, bro.
oh, it's a woman.
Redbone,
Duh.
Nate the
Duh. Yeah.
Redbone. If you ever
Yeah.
heard a
Yeah. So
man, if you
yeah,
ever
yeah,
heard
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
man call himself the Redbone, bro, like respectfully,
Delicious, right? Delicious, right? So
you're a
anyway,
That's
tougher
the
man than
upstairs
I'll ever.
gang, bro. That's that upstairs gang
Yeah,
for you,
yeah,
bro.
you're right. Nate is
my
right.
fault.
Nate is
Nay, pardon self. Pardon
ah.
self. My fault. My fault. My mind was racing. I had thought. I'm trying to get everything. Anyway, so she brought up a tiny desk performance. I
Mhm.
think I had this conversation with Frank White. Shout out to Frank White. I think it would be dope if battle rap could bring the music and the battling together, where you had an event where you have a literal time, a block of time. I don't want to say like a Coachella or like some type of festival, but if you had two or three artists where we're going to pull up 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. We're going to have Marv. We're going to have, I'm going to pick on Twerk because I think Jerusalem was one of my favorite records, albums when it dropped. We're going to pick on Saga. I rock with Saga's album, right? We're going to have these three artists. They're going to give us a 30-minute set, 45-minute set, and then we're going to have two battles, right? Like, what do you think of that in terms of potentially pushing the culture forward because I know there's this whole thing of battle rappers can't make music, right? They're not good at producing, and some of that is, I've listened to some of y'all. Some of that is true for some of y'all, but for those who really excel at it, like, what do you think about doing something like that where you have battle rappers who can perform, get their music out, and then you have actual battles that happen at the end of that particular event?
So let me start off by saying respectfully, I've never fallen into that category. I've never been I've never been the battle rapper who can't make music. I've always been the rapper who battles, like respectfully. I'm saying that as a person who's had major record deals, who's been on tours, who's done all of that. Like that never like that over that stigma was never placed on me. Respectfully. Um I do think that's dope. But the reality is that the fans of battle rap aren't fans of battle rappers.
Mm.
So you'll get them in that space and you get Twerk performing Songs of Jerusalem, which is a great project. And you'll have people in the crowd screaming, I'm strapped in, because they're fans of the battles. You know what I'm saying? Not fans of the battlers. And I think that can be very disheartening to an artist that wants to be known in that space. You know what I'm saying? I would just do if I would do the flip where I would have 2 or 3 battles and then just have one battler performing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that. Just cause, just so the fans won't lose interest. But that's the really, really big thing. Fans are fans of battles, not battlers. Or they're fans of battlers in the battle realm.
Yeah.
They're not fans of battlers outside. So
Yeah.
to see my man Jay Walker, like prime example, upstairs shout for sure. My man Jay Walker is a stand-up comedian. He's also a lawyer. But you know what I'm saying? If you're a fan of Jay Walker from No Coast, you may not go see him do his stand-up.
Is
You
he
know
on
what I'm
the best
saying?
of No Coast? Is he on the best of No Coast?
Yes, he is. Yes.
Okay. All right.
He's the
All right. All
GOAT.
right.
My
Yes.
boy
All
J
right.
Dub. Like in that sense, people are very, very locked into what they like and what they know you for. So you got to be super duper mindful. You would have to be mindful of that. I would lower the number of performances and up the number of battles, just because that's what the fans would be there to see. You can't feed a baby steak, bro. Like small doses,
Mm.
small doses.
Okay, okay, that's pretty dope. So let's talk about your 2024. How would you assess your year in battle rap in 2024?
My 2024 was mid. My 2024 was mid. I battled Av. I really to this day think I beat Av. The culture doesn't think so. I'm cool with that. Uh then I had Big K. Big K was more of a friendly battle. There was no there was no oomph to kill each other in that battle. So that was and two. Uh I definitely felt like I got robbed in London on the on battle beat. I beat him. Um beat Geechee Gotti, but people will take that from me because they'll say that Geechee didn't care, so it shouldn't matter. Had a really nice one rounder with my girl Jade, who I think is really dope. We did it for like a fundraiser. Um, I went to Verbal Warzone, beat the absolute crap out of Jay Mills, but that's just because I'm really good on beat. I don't understand why anybody would want to do that. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and at the end of the year,
Two one,
at the end of
two
the
one.
year, that's 2-1 for sure. 2-1 for sure. Nasty. 2-1 definite. Slight 30 ball. 2-1
Mm.
definite. Slight 30 ball, bro. My opinion. My opinion. Love him though. He's a Rushmore guy. It's me though. For God. So we're gonna try to take that momentum, go into 2025. Man, I got Swamp in February in Dayton, Ohio. Shouts to it's gonna be in virtual reality. That's gonna be super duper dope. Just lining
Interesting.
up some
Okay.
things, man. Just lining up some things, man. Gonna take a Drosy trip. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing things I want to do now as opposed to needing to do anything. Like I feel like I'm solidified in the culture. If I stop today, I'm one of the people that they can't tell the story of battle rap without me. They can't tell the story rap. They can't tell the story of battle rap without Quest and I. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with that. Like I'm
So
cool.
we don't have time today, but we're definitely going to have you back because I definitely I got into battle rap because Ward was my homie and he started battle rapping. Like I battle rap was always on the periphery of my life because do have a lot of friends who are into the culture.
Hmm.
But one of my introductions is watching your 2-on-2 versus Chess and Steam. It's one of my
Really?
it might have been one of the first like 10 to 15 battles I ever watched.
Oh, that's dope. What did you think?
It was an incredible body. Um, I think somewhere
Might not have been a
the
body. Might not have been a body. Might
you
not
don't
have been
think
a
so?
body. Might not have been a body, bro. Like Chess and Steams were
Maybe they
Chess
got the
and
third. Maybe they got the
yeah,
third.
Chess. Yeah, they were really
Them
good.
first two, like it's somewhere. I used to know the timestamp by heart. It's somewhere in the 33-minute mark when the first 48 starving this bar. It's like and I actually retweeted it like this past week or a couple of weeks ago. I think it was Battle Rap Bum posted it. And like when that first 48 bar lands, I always look at Rain because Rain's face is just like he's bewildered. He's
And,
like the
and
SpongeBob meme.
yeah,
Like
you know,
he's
but
like, what?
you know what bothered me about that and the crowd in general. First of all, shouts to Chess and Steams. Like Steams is my guy, big upstairs. Chess is we watched him, you know, become one of those people. And that like in that instance though, like in that instance, like I don't know if people just like didn't know what me and Quest do, or if it was just like, yo, they're not our favorites. So we can't really like we don't have any expectations for them. Like, but I remember walking into that building, yo, like oh crap, like yo, they think we gonna lose. Like everybody was like, it was like, yeah, man, we glad y'all here, but it's like damn word, and then felt the way, and
Yeah, it's
and that
like it's
yeah, you
like,
know what I'm
why are
saying?
y'all surprised? It's like it's kind of disrespectful that you even look surprised. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's kind of
yeah,
like I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't appreciate your natural reaction to it, but I would much rather see somebody's head nod like, I told you, they're one of them ones. You know what I mean? Or something like that, other than like, oh, these two legends, best 2-on-2 ever are shaking a building right now.
yeah. But
Yeah,
like I understood what it was, and I also understood that I don't ingratiate myself personally in those spaces to be a favorite. Like yo, I'm gonna pop in, I'm gonna see my people, I'm gonna work, and I'm up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily gonna stand around. I'm not gonna kick it. Like I'm not gonna argue with you on camera for hip hop is real or none of that. Like I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm gonna get the people I came with after I work or they work, and I'm up. You
That's
know what I'm
low key the
saying?
most important conversation of the weekend when we travel.
Yo,
Is we look at the flyer and we go, I mean, low key,
we could dip.
we can leave right after this one.
Like yo, we could get out of here, bro. Like
Yeah, yeah.
for sure. Yeah, but yeah, that was really dope. I was really glad we got to experience that, and I'm even glad we got to experience the twerk and Suge battle. That was the first time in my career I stood in front of somebody and was like, oh, this is what I be doing. Like this is what I be doing to people. Like this is crazy. Oh, this is crazy. Yeah, so I'm grateful for it all. I'm grateful for what battle rap has given me. Like I've been able to go to London, and I've seen every state in the continental U.S. I've I've gone to Africa. I've gone to China, all because of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can go to spaces and people will know who I am because of what I've done in this circle. So
Mhm.
I have no complaints, and I just know, they're not gonna be able to tell the story without me. You know what I'm saying? Even at this age, like bro, I'm one of them. So I'm happy. I'm happy. We're gonna smoke. We're gonna smoke in 2025 though. I want all smoke. All call outs is Mando too. That's what I'm on this
I
year.
like that. I
All
like
call
that.
outs is Mando.
So,
All,
so do you have anybody that you would like to call out, sir?
oh man, T Top know what's up. T Top know what's up. He's the wrong type of fat guy, bro. He gotta come see. He gotta come see. He gotta come see the end game, man. He gotta come see the
Respect.
end game, man. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, bro, I'm just here. I'm here for the good trips. I'm taking battles to go see my friends work. You know what I'm saying? Go see what the popping dive bar is whenever Real Deal go. You know what I'm saying? And cook, you know what I'm saying, some buffalo chicken dip at the B&B. That's all I'm doing. And watch HGTV, bro. That's it. That's all I got for battle rap,
Well,
bro.
well, this is just really reminding me that I wasn't invited on this trip. That's all. It's not. It's just really. This is just really. It's really hitting home.
At this
It's really
point,
hitting home.
at this point, bro, like you don't need
And,
an invite. At this point, you don't need an invite.
we just understand, man. All we ever hear is you complain about the dates of different battles and how we're
That's super
always
true.
scheduling stuff around
Dog.
this and around that.
That's super
And
true. That's super
Listen,
so,
true.
listen,
That's super
we
listen,
true.
know.
That's super true.
listen, man. I don't know why battle rap hates holidays, but like y'all schedule all y'all events, Labor Day, Christmas,
Yeah,
Thanksgiving,
because you get an extra
Easter.
day. You get an extra day.
And all battle rappers work at banks.
Yeah,
I am very married, gentlemen. I am very married.
bring the wife. Let her chill with Nunu.
I'm definitely going to. I'm going to show her that she doesn't know who Nunu is, so the joke won't even land. But see, the thing is, if I bring her, then I'm not going to see you guys because then I'm just going to be hanging with her.
No, that's not true, bro. We're really good in those situations, bro. We make everybody feel welcome, man.
This is true. This is true, and I've
We make
explained this to
everybody
her.
feel welcome. Even people
She's
we
like,
don't want
she.
around us. Even people who show up to even people who show up to our B&Bs in the middle of the night, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
somebody in Ward's group is feeling extra friendly.
Now, he's not talking about me, by the way. I just want to let everybody know for the record,
That's all I'm
he's
saying,
not
champ.
talking
Nah,
about me. Um,
uh,
you know what? I'll see if I can make that happen. If I can bring wifey,
Yeah. Oh, you ask
you know what I'm
Sock too,
saying?
bro. Sock is terrible too with that, bro. Ask him about Cameron Shoulder guy, bro. He's terrible. He's a horrible guy. He's a horrible guy.
All right, last thing and we out the door, man. I do so. Unfortunately, we're not going to end on. It's kind of a bad note, but not a bad note because I want to talk about the happiness that the Lions have brought to the city. Right?
Okay.
I understand it did not end the way you guys wanted to. Honestly, the defense was too injured
We're
to
banged
really make
up,
a
man.
difference.
We banged up. And
Um,
I think that's the saving grace. We're banged up on defense, bro. You know what I'm
but
saying?
if you can though, what had the Lions after years of futility? Now that they are like they're the big dogs in NFC, one of the
Mm-hmm.
big dogs, I should say. How
Mm-hmm.
has that changed the city to see this team thrive in the way that it's thrived over the last couple of years?
So whenever a Detroiter can take pride in something, like it's to the moon. You know what I'm saying? It's to the moon. Seeing all those Honolulu blue jerseys and shirts and people slapping fives with people that they don't know from the city, like that was a big thing for us. That was a big thing for us, especially when all the pundits were every week talking about how we were a fluke or how we couldn't do such and such and blah blah blah. It was good. It was good to rub that in their face. And it was just good to see that, yo, like we have a viable contending team. On at 100%, at 100%, bro, we beat the Commanders. It's like we beat the Commanders at 100%. But defense, we weren't even at 60. You know what I'm saying? So of course, losing isn't fun on any stage. You know what I'm saying? You take it with a grain of salt, but it does make you very hopeful. I did see that the Bears are going to hire is it
Ben
Gordon
Johnson. Ben
or Ben
Johnson.
Johnson? Oh, that's kind of weak. That's kind of
Aaron
weak.
Glenn probably going to the Jets. Aaron Glenn's
Yep,
probably going
Aaron
to the
Glenn
Jets.
Uh,
So
is
that's
yeah,
that's 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 but that's but
that
I'm not gonna lie.
that is the trouble with being great. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that is just constantly losing your coordinators, assistant coaches, and
yeah,
everything, and just having to figure it out.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
So, but it makes us very optimistic for next year. It
Yeah.
makes us very
absolutely.
optimistic for next year. I'm super excited for the possibilities. You know, there was a time when being a Lions fan was absolutely detrimental to your mental health. Now, it's easier to put on that Jameer Gibbs jersey and step out. You know what I'm
He's a
saying?
dog. He's a
And
dog.
that's what it is. Like I am a Lions
It's
fan. I was a
really
lot, bro. I was a
it,
Lions fan when we had Joey Harrington. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like filthy, filthy work. Like I was a Lions fan when John Kitna was starting. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
nasty work, nasty
It's
work.
really it's really been since Scotty Mitchell. I mean, that you guys had someone elite,
Oh
behind center.
god,
Honestly, like if we're keeping it a buck.
You could have said Eric Kramer. You could have went Eric
bro,
Kramer.
bro, you could have said Matt Stafford, bro. Matt Stafford was a great quarterback. We just didn't have an O line. He's saying that, bro, because real deal for some reason, bro, lives and dies by Scotty Mitch, man. He loves
Let's
Scotty Mitch,
go,
man.
Scotty Mitch.
Man,
That's
bro, he
hilarious.
loves Scotty Mitch, bro. Scotty Mitch is butt.
He parlayed
He's
one
butt, but
half decent season into a great contract.
bro, let Deal tell it, bro. Scotty Mitch was Steve Young. He was butt, man. He was butt. I
Well,
know that because I lived it.
I'll say this much: I do believe that you have one a very good contender in a NFC program there, and another thing is you have a very exciting NBA basketball team playing
Come
right now
on,
as
Listen,
well.
listen,
come
listen. I was going
on,
to end on that
If
note.
you're not watching the Pistons,
come
You're
you need
missing
on.
to.
out. You're
It's
missing
coming
out.
together, bro. It's coming together. Come on, bro. I'm
Cade
excited.
Cunningham should be an all-star. He might
Come
need to be a
on,
starter. The Pistons games are all entertaining. They're always close, by the way. So if you want to watch a
come
close
on.
game, you can watch the Pistons. They're very entertaining, man. It's one of my favorite teams to watch on League Pass. One
Let's
of
get
my
to it, man.
favorites.
Let's get to it,
Absolutely.
man.
That's what I need to come to a Pistons game. That's what I
Yeah,
need.
yeah. I'm down for that.
That's the move.
Super down for that.
That's
Yep,
the move.
Super
A
down for that.
Pistons game.
yep.
I'm super
Shout
down
out
Absolutely.
for
to
that.
shout out to Malik Beasley who decided that he just didn't want to score for the Lakers and then now leads the NBA in 3-point shooting
Dog,
as like the greatest
dog.
offseason pickup for the Detroit
That
Lions
man
for the
For
Detroit
he
the
could
Pistons.
business,
not
come on, man.
he could not throw the ball in the ocean if he was standing on the shoreline when he was with the Lakers. And
Yep,
now he
yep.
is like lighting it up, yo.
Yeah.
Lighting it up.
Let's get to it. Let's get to
hmm
it, man. Something about the city. He got some buffs. He got some buffs. He
Yep.
ready.
He did. He did.
He got some buffs. He got some all white buffies. Now the girls want to come on, man. Let's get crazy. Come on, man. Let's get
Yo,
crazy, man.
On
yo.
that note, I just want everybody to know that there's three things promised in life. That's death, taxes, and Marv's legend status. Man, we appreciate you, bro. Thank you for pulling up on us, man.
Yes, yes.
Man,
Giving us
thank you,
some
Definitely
thank you.
appreciate
insight
you. Yo,
on.
yo, go get the album if you have not gotten it, man. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Wherever you get streaming, wherever you can go, Apple Music, Google Play, all those good spaces, man. Go to Bandcamp, get Rabbits Can't Shoot, right? Just, I'm
Yeah,
gonna make sure I
Rabbit
get
Can't
that
Shoot
right.
was
Rabbits Can't
Rabbit Can't
Shoot,
Shoot. Hagler,
Soundtrack of Autumn.
yeah,
Man,
Hagler. Sooner than later. Wayne Fonts
ooh,
music.
sooner than
Yeah, I
later
got a
is one
few.
of my sooner than
Yeah,
later.
I got
Y'all
a
be on
few.
the
I got
lookout. His new EP, Barefoot in the Kitchen, is gonna
Bear. Oh,
be.
I'm gonna slap your face. I'm gonna slap your
Yep,
face.
yep.
Look, so
Barefoot in
look,
the
look,
Kitchen, man.
look. Let me give you the rundown, man. Look, go get sooner than later everywhere. Marv Won Minnesota. I know, right? Coming out super soon. Marv Won Guilty Simpson. No Frills coming out. Marv Won Fat Father. Twin Towers coming out. Marv Won Aesthetic. To Marv Be the Glory coming out. The Upstairs Gang album coming out. I start work on a new project. I'm gonna call it No Lifeguard on Duty. Look, man, 2025, man. Let's work.
That's that's what's up. Last thing, why you got the solo? Where can they follow you on social, sir?
MARVWON on everything. Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok. Yo, when TikTok left, I crap, bro. Like this is where I get all my that's where I get all my recipes, all my funny videos, bro. We going to Vegas. We going to Vegas in the next couple weeks. That's why I'm doing all my planning through TikTok. Hey, look, bro, I'm everywhere. Marv Won. I got beats and features for sale. Tap in with me. Saga's a sucker.
I
Yo,
co-sign that.
shout
I
out.
co-sign.
Shout out Saga. Saga, you're next, man. We want to have you on the show to talk about the album. I was listening to it today. Be Me is my favorite track on the album, but we'll
Hey,
talk about that
You,
when we
yeah, you
get
do
there.
that on his. You do that on his segment.
Yeah,
Not mine.
yeah. So once again, shout out to Marv, man. We appreciate you pulling up, man. We shout out to everybody in the comments, upstairs gang,
Salute.
everybody.
Hey,
Mama Ward,
shout out
it's
to
our
A1. Shout out to A1 saving Marv's life one day. We didn't tell y'all about that, but A1,
Woo, yeah,
A1,
you
A.
did, boy.
Yeah. A1 came through for my guy.
That's why
Yeah.
I have. Look, A1 can pop up to any trip, bro. He's goaded. He is goaded.
Hey man,
Shout out.
when you have the ability to help someone, man, you make sure you pull up. Make sure you
I
It
help
love
should
them
that
be
for
out.
that
So
me.
easy. It should be that easy, man. It should be that easy.
I
yes,
love
yes.
that for
So
me.
appreciate y'all, man. Thanks everybody for pulling up once again. Until next time, it's a black
And white.
and white thing. Please
Oh,
remember you can
what?
check out. Yes, this is how we
What?
end every show. This is how we end
Yeah.
every show. This is how we end
What?
every show. Yes. We
Man.
ask people about where they were at the lowest points of their lives and how crushing it was. I had a question for you about that. I left it out. But
Yeah, because you already has LeBron James at the Roc Nation Brunch.
yo, please remember, you can check out every episode of this podcast by going to wherever you find a good podcast, searching for It's a Black and White Thing or Brains and Bars. Brains and Bars on YouTube. Like, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's those boys again. And we holler at y'all next week, man. Shout out to y'all. Everybody pull up the comments, man. This will be the live will be available, but the actual episode will be up tomorrow. So good night, y'all. Be easy.
Salute.